Hi, this is the CAD/CAM Lessons channel, and in this video, using this example, I will show you several basic operations for creating 3D models in FreeCAD. FreeCAD is a completely free 3D modeling program in which we can create 3D models, among other things, for 3D printing, but also for working with other CAD/CAM systems. And now let's create a new project, and we will create this project as a parametric part. We will start by creating a sketch. Select the new sketch command, and here we select the plane on which we will create this sketch. Select the XY plane, and before we continue, make sure that the auto constraints and auto remove redundant constraints options are enabled. This will be useful at later stage of 3D modeling. For example, if you ever encounter a situation where the sketch turns orange, make sure that the automatic removal of redundant constraints is enabled, because an orange sketch is very often caused by certain constraints being redundant. For example, when we already have some constraints in the sketch and then add more constraints, the previous ones are not removed and may prevent additional constraints from being added, and this may cause the sketch to turn orange. And okay, here we will start by creating a rectangle. Select the centered rectangle command and enable the rounded corners options so that a rectangle with rounded corners is created. And we do this by placing the center of the rectangle at the coordinate system origin. In other words, move the cursor over this point, and when the point is highlighted and an X symbol appears next to the cursor, click the left mouse button to constrain the center point of the rectangle to the coordinate system origin. For the rectangle dimension, enter 50, press enter, enter 30 for the length of the second side, press enter, and enter 5 for the corner radius, then press enter, and we now have a rectangle with rounded corners. Now I will create a second rectangle like this. This time I will place the rectangle on the x-axis. That is, I will constrain the center point of this rectangle to the x-axis. I move the cursor over the x-axis. The x-axis is highlighted. A constraint symbol appears next to the cursor. I click the left mouse button, and the center point of the rectangle is now constrained to the x-axis. Now I define the dimensions of this rectangle just as before, 50 by 30 with a corner radius of 5. Okay, now I right click to cancel the rectangle drawing command, and what you can notice is that this rectangle is green while this rectangle is white. Green geometry in FreeCAD is geometry that is fully constrained, and this is geometry whose shape and position cannot be changed freely. To change something, we have to do it by editing the dimensions or editing the constraints. To edit a dimension, double-click it with the left mouse button and enter a new value, and this is how we can change the dimensions of this geometry. And to change its position, we simply have to delete some constraints here, and then we will be able to change the position of the geometry. As for the constraints that we have in this sketch, here we have a list of constraints, and we can go through them one by one. They will also be highlighted in the drawing. We can simply delete a constraint, and then we can change the position of the geometry. However, I will not do that at this stage. I only want to mention it so that you know this option exists. As for white geometry, this is geometry that is not fully constrained. With white geometry, we can freely change its dimensions, its position, or both its dimensions and position. In this particular case, the rectangle has defined dimensions, so we cannot freely change the dimensions of this rectangle. When we grab any geometry, the dimensions of the rectangle do not change. So in this case, the dimensions are constrained, but as you can see, when I grab any geometry, I can move this rectangle along the x-axis. I also cannot move it freely throughout the entire workspace because we defined a relationship stating that the center point of the rectangle lies on the x-axis, but this point simply lies somewhere on the x-axis. It doesn't lie at the specific location on this axis. Now we have to define this location. We will do this using dimensions. Select the dimension command, click the center point of this rectangle, and when we select one geometry for dimensioning one point, the distance from the coordinate system origin will be defined by default. Now I click the left mouse button to define the position of this dimension. I enter a distance of 250, press enter, and now this geometry is also green and the entire sketch is fully constrained. I close the sketch, and based on this sketch, I will create a solid by extruding the sketch. We will do this using the path operation. Select this operation, and here we define the extrusion length, which in this case is the height of the solid. Enter 200, click the left mouse button to update the preview, and when you click the left mouse button next to the field where you are entering the value, the preview will be updated. We don't have to do this. Click OK to confirm it, and we have this solid. Next, we will create additional parts of this solid, and we will create a sketch on this face. Select this face and choose Create Sketch. Now select the circle tool and draw a circle so that the center of the circle lies on the y-axis. Move the cursor over the y-axis, click the left mouse button, enter 10 as the circle diameter, press enter, and the circle is drawn. Now I select the dimensioning command, I click the center of the circle, I click the left mouse button to define the position of the dimension. I enter 15 as the distance between the center point of the circle and the coordinate system origin. I close the sketch, and we now have a circle. Now we will prepare a path sketch along which we will sweep this circle. We need to prepare this sketch on the plane that passes through the center of the circle. This plane is offset by 15 from the base plane of the coordinate system, from the XY plane, and we can do this by expanding the coordinate system here and selecting the XY plane, or we can simply turn on the visibility of the coordinate system, select the coordinate system in the tree and press the spacebar. And here we can select the XY plane in the workspace, although this can sometimes be difficult because we may accidentally select a face. When you move the cursor over this plane and click the left mouse button here, the plane will be selected. I accidentally pressed the spacebar here and turned off the visibility of this plane, so I select the plane in the feature tree and press the spacebar again. And we can also simply select this plane in the tree. Select this plane, and now based on this plane we will create a datum plane. Expand these options here and select Create a Datum Plane. By default, this icon may be visible here, the icon for creating a coordinate system, but we simply create a datum plane. We create this datum plane by offsetting it by 15 along the z-axis. Click OK. And now we have a datum plane. I will turn off the visibility of the coordinate system and the base planes of the coordinate system. I select it in the tree and press the spacebar, and now I select the datum plane and choose Create Sketch. Next, I switch to the view normal to the sketch plane and select the Create External Geometry command so that I can create reference geometry from the previous parts of the solid. Here I click this circle, the edge of this circle, to create this reference geometry. In this case, I click the edge of this solid, and now I select the polyline tool and move the cursor close to the midpoint of this reference line. And notice here that when I move close to the midpoint, a symmetry constraint symbol appears, and when I move to the right or left, a different constraint symbol appears. The point here is to move close to the midpoint so that the first point of the polyline is constrained to the midpoint of this reference geometry. When this symbol is active, I click the left mouse button and we draw the next segments of the polyline, place the next point on the y-axis. Okay, now we move to the right. Next to the cursor, there is a constraint symbol indicating that the line being drawn will be horizontal. Click more or less here, and here we similarly look for the midpoint of this reference line. When the constraint symbol indicating a symmetry constraint appears next to the cursor, click the left mouse button and right click to finish drawing this polyline, and right click again to cancel the command. This line is not vertical, so I select this line and choose vertical constraint to define it as a vertical line. Now I select the fillet command to add rounded corners to the sketch, and I click this point and then this point. I right click to cancel the command, and now I select these two fillets. Okay, here I clicked the left mouse button next to the fillet, and this fillet was also deselected. Therefore, select the geometry and make sure that two geometries are selected. Here I made the same mistake again. Okay, I clicked next to the geometry and the geometries were deselected. When we click somewhere in the workspace outside the geometry, all geometries are deselected. When these two radii are selected, choose the equal constraint, and now these two fillets have the same radius value. At this point the value has not yet been defined, so I select this fillet, I select the dimensioning command, click the left mouse button, set the radius value to 10 and press enter. The dimensioning command is still active, so I click this line, I left click to define the position of the dimension, and here I also enter 10 as the dimension value. I right click to cancel the dimensioning command. Okay, the sketch is fully constrained. I close the sketch, and now we will sweep this circle along this path. So I select this circle in the tree, select the additive pipe operation. Next, click the object button, click the path sketch, and we get something like this. Click OK, and this is how we created a sweep of the circle along the path. Now I select the datum plane in the tree, I press the spacebar to turn off the visibility of this plane, and we will create a linear pattern of this operation so that additional instances of these features are created on this solid. Select the additive pipe feature, select linear pattern. First, define the direction of the linear pattern, and by default horizontal sketch axis is selected here, but we can switch to vertical sketch axis and the pattern will be created in the other direction. Alternatively, we can select, for example, base z-axis, and the linear pattern will be created along the base z-axis. As for the length of the linear pattern, the height of this solid is 200. The first element is offset from the bottom face by 15, and I would like the last element to also be offset from the top face by 15. Therefore, from the height of the solid, we simply subtract 15 on one side and 15 on the other side. That is, we subtract 30 and enter 170 here. And now these two elements are created so that the upper element is offset from the top face by 15, while the lower element is also offset from the bottom face by 15. Here we can simply define the number of elements, the number of copies to be created, enter 7, click OK, and this is how we created this solid. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to this channel.